Hey everyone, we are back yet again for another installment of a now 3-year-old tradition here on the podcast, here on Cosmic Crit. Do you hear that, everyone? The pitter-patter of small feet on the rooftop above. It's not the clamor of reindeer, though. It's 30 little arms climbing deftly up your chimney and also into your ear holes, because it's time for another edition of Cosmic Critmas. Welcome back to the special episode of the podcast, everyone. I'm your GM, Patrick, and old Saint Pat Nick has another whimsical adventure in store for you this year for the Eoxian High Holy Days that we celebrate on the podcast. And we are returning to the bread and butter of this system in homebrewing some Skittermander excitement. Joining me are my 5 friends and your troublemaking kids who are up to no good. Oh, why, it's Tyler, Rebecca, Drew, Jabber, and Miles. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, no.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Right. Merry Christmas, Tyler.
Merry Christmas to you, little boy.
Oh, no, I said Critmas.
Oh,
It's a
sorry.
very important distinction. We're celebrating gaming here. This has about as much to do with Christmas as, well, the movie Die Hard, I guess, was said there. But I kind of went off the rails after that. I think you guys know what's happening here tonight. It's Critmas, which means you're about to get a randomly generated Skittermander, along with some very basic stats, very easily killable stats, and you play through a mostly deadly adventure, one of the most deadliest things I can come up with, and whoever loses the least amount of Skittermanders is crowned king or queen or non-binary ruler for the coming year 2020. You guys have done
it. Like an extra reroll or something?
Yeah, but not this time. This time you get an honorary crown placed upon your Skittermander head.
Well, good night,
you have bragging rights. No. Bragging rights are fun. I lost all of 2020.
Bragging rights are fun for someone who got the role a couple years ago.
How about this, Miles? Everyone who doesn't have the crown, I get to tell them to re-roll a successful roll during the campaign. How about that?
No.
Absolutely not.
They're just no, Miles is right. You should have some boon for winning, and everyone else should be punished. Way to go, Miles. You're correct. Okay, let me introduce you all and your characters. Let's go around the horn. Player 1 is Drew. Drew, what Skittermander are you rocking this year?
This year, I am rocking Scott Alaskus. He's a white and black spotted Skittermander who is a self-proclaimed doctor with and owns a stethoscope.
Because every doctor has one around their neck at all times. Player number 2 this year is Rebecca. How are you, Rebecca?
I'm good.
Well, how is your Skittermander? What are you playing?
His name is Zumbo Wigglebottom. He's a bright...
Why can't Zumbo Wigglebottom be a girl?
I could be, but it's a boy. He feels like being a boy right now. So Zumbo Wigglebottom is a bright blue Skittermander who likes to tickle and owns a Mark III frag grenade. And this is a familiar character to me.
Yeah.
He's actually cousins with the Pangle Wangle guy.
Oh no, what's this? What's Zumbo's new catchphrase?
Oh gosh, I have to come up with one. I'll come up with one.
You have 10 seconds. But in that time, we'll go to player number 3, Tyler. Tyler, who is your Skittermander?
Willie Rijo is a burnt orange Skittermander who's super dumb and owns a handkerchief.
Okay. We're off to the races here. Miles, player number 4. Who you got?
I am playing Moshi Garf, a hot magenta Skittermander who tells tales of exciting adventures that may have a grain of truth.
And last but not least, player 5, Jabert. What are you rocking?
I am Nova Felicius. I'm a turquoise Skittermander who only speaks in questions and owns a fancy scarf.
No, I think you mean owns a fancy scarf? Question mark.
Oh no, where'd it go?
So you guys have your Skittermanders. I have your. I've given you stats. They have very, very basic stats, including 10 hit points. Let's get to it. I hope you guys enjoy as we jump into this year's adventure. And this year's story is going to start pretty familiar ground, Absalom Station. And here we see the android owner of you all, Marcy-29, returning to her apartment with 5 Skittermanders in tow, walking behind her in a large floating box full of dozens of other Skittermanders, including the elder who's keeping like a town of Skittermanders inside, like under wraps. We listen in as she's explaining to you all something. She says, yes, the first adventure you all went on was based on Die Hard, and inexplicably the second was based on Point Break. Fans were pretty disappointed in that second one. They were pretty confident we were just going to do Die Hard movies, but we're back on track this year. It's Die Hard 3, everyone. She walks you all into her apartment and down into a creepy basement. Yes, her small 2-bedroom apartment on Absalom Station has a giant, creepy basement full of old boxes and furniture. She drops you down there along with the box and says, now you all please stay down here while I go, and I need to talk to my bank. I have an appointment. After all the collateral damage you have done, I'm being sued for millions of credits, and they're going to foreclose on my apartment. I ask that you have no wild adventures or get involved with any bank robberies or terrorist actions if you can help it. Anyway, have fun exploring this dusty old basement, Skitter babies. Goodbye! And you guys can stretch your legs a bit and explore this open space that is nearly pitch dark and has tons of sharp edges everywhere. So just run around and be free, be your Skitter selves. Why don't you guys talk to one another and make friends?
I can't see anyone, but I can hear you because of my stethoscope that I'm holding out in front of me.
Oh, boy.
Who's that?
It's me, Scott.
Is your character's name Scott?
S-K-A-W-T, Scott.
Scott.
Oh, how do you do, Scott?
I'm good, I guess. Who are you?
Wouldn't you like to know? Who's touching me there?
I am Zumbo. And I like to tickle. That's me touching you. Does it tickle?
What's Zumbo's catchphrase this year?
Oh, I wrote it down.
Don't say wangle pangle. Don't you dare.
No. It's
And don't say tickle tackle.
Yeah, keep taking them from her.
It's time to get my wiggle on.
Oh gosh.
And that just made the
boy.
tickling worse.
Let's
His name is Wiggle Bottom.
well, we're down here in Wiggle Bottom's tickle basement.
So
I need-
bad.
Just
Yeah,
sounds
let's-
like a nightmare.
Skip on from this and go on to making some perception rolls as you guys explore the basement.
This year, Cosmic Cricket problematic.
I can't wait to see hashtag Cosmic Crit is over party. Okay, so what I really need to know here is who rolls the lowest first. It looks like a tie between Jabert and Miles,
All right.
2 of our favorite Skittermanders. So as you two are exploring, you think you find some kind of large, like impressive piece of furniture. Jabert, what does your character have to say about this?
What's this?
All right.
And just like I try to climb up on top of it.
All right. Miles, what does your character do?
I believe my character is going to try to lick it.
Okay, is that your character? No, there's another Skittermander who likes to lick stuff, but that's fitting for all Skittermanders. Can you both make me a reflex save, please?
That is a 15, I think.
Okay, this is DC 16 reflex save as a gigantic rat trap snaps down on both of you. A huge metal bar, in fact, down here. Jabert, your Skittermander has saved. This is 2d8 damage. So come on, first kill of the night. Let's go. Only 4 points of damage for Miles, 2 for your character. And then our highest perception check here, I believe, Tyler, this is going towards
I can see really good in the
Willie.
dark.
Yeah, you find a rolled piece of parchment and sticking out the edge of a box, and unfurling it, you see what looks like schematics, some blueprints of different levels of Absalom Station's spike. And the words at the top of this cloth map read, "Map to one-armed Skitty's treasure."
Wiggle waggle, I can't read. You got to read what's on the parchment paper. It must be important.
Someone reads it, and then you guys can all make me a culture check. This is just a straight, you have +4 to all your skills. So let's see who rolls the highest. Oh my, whoa, Miles, we got a 19. Is anyone beating that? No. Miles.
Yes.
Mushi can indeed read this over. One-armed Skitties, you know. One-armed Skitty was a Skittermander pirate of great renown in the diaspora, and supposedly left his ship and treasure somewhere in the Absalom Station's lower spike and forgot where he parked it. And this indeed could be a map to one of the biggest lost treasures since the Gap, and might be enough money to help Marcy 29 keep the old apartment, pay off her bills.
Well, we gotta help Marcy.
Patrick, you had my curiosity with this adventure, but not mentioned pirates.
It is a pirate-themed adventure. In addition, for figuring this out, Miles, your character gets a Skittermander support boon, and you can re-roll 1 dice during this adventure.
That's all I asked for.
That's all you get. As you guys are all huddled around looking over this map, the hover box kind of comes over and lands behind you full of Skittermanders. And as it does, the floorboards beneath you creak and then snap, and the entire floor gives way. Underneath you, you will find yourself falling down into a huge pit and tumble onto a large slide. And you go sliding down what seems like hundreds of feet, down multiple levels. What are your Skittermanders screaming out as they go down this funhouse contraption?
I think that Zumbo is just laughing maniacally.
This is right up your wheelhouse, yeah.
Why would they put a slide under a floor?
Obviously, for these situations, they come about.
I have terrible handwriting.
Everyone make me another reflex save. There's going to be a lot of
My
these.
foot's getting a metal burn.
Oh boy.
All right, number a 1 from Miles. Got a 7 from Drew. That's good. No.
Was it a DC 1?
DC 12. So we've got some fails here. And this is only D6 points of damage. It is max damage though, so 6 points.
Oh, then dead.
Yeah. You all get down to the bottom here, and everyone's taken 3 points of damage. Actually, Drew, you're taking 6 here. You've rolled a 7. That is a fail. As you tumble out, there's like boxes and different crates that come behind you, and one of them just. Actually, the box full of Skittermanders just absolutely obliterates Miles' Moshi Garf. I'm sorry. Any last words as you go down the slide?
No, I guess not. I think Moshi's just like so like discombobulated and couldn't recover from a slide, and so it's just a silent splat.
And go ahead and roll up a new character. As I explain the circumstances here, we'll get back to you in a second. The area that you find yourself is an ancient part of the spike underneath Absalom Station. You see old conduits between these levels here that it looks like it's not been touched, perhaps walked through in hundreds of years, but you find a path through these corridors and can start marching on as you're not able to get back up the slide. As you're marching, another Skittermander will pop out of the box. Miles, who are you playing next?
Chamble Sky Buffer is a soft pink Skittermander who has a sing-songy voice and owns a combat knife.
Ooh, all right, we've got another weapon in the party. First death of the night. I guarantee you it will not be the last. As you are walking down this corridor, you guys begin to hear some voices in the distance. And you can eventually get to where this corridor ends in like a steel grate about a foot tall. And you can poke your head up to it and see, as it's pointing down, some shadows moving across the floor in the room beyond. And you can hear these distinct voices very, very specifically now. One of them says,
We gotta lay low from the Absalom police and get the heat off of us. I can't believe how many cops are out there looking for us right now.
Another voice says,
You plug a couple of security bots and escape from one jail cell, and suddenly we're the bad guys. Huh, Ma?
and finally the third voice says,
Why, you two? Don't you know when to keep your yap shut? You never know who's listening.
As soon as she says that, the steel grate pops open. There's a number of hands that reach in and grab you all by the scruff of your Skittermander fur necks, kind of lifting you by the napes, as well as kicking the box out from behind you. It is likewise grabbed. And here you see three Marquai bug-eyed, fur-suited creatures with long, furry tails, holding pistols and batons. And the ringleader of them is an older crone, bent over, kind of hunchbacked, along with these two younger males. It is indeed Ma Marquai, who will lift Jabert, your character, up and say,
What do we got here? We got some rats in the walls listening to all of our plans. Who's listening?
Is this Bumfuzzle in a Skittermander?
Oops. Forgot I was doing something different.
He turns off your Skittermander mask and he says, Get out of here! You're not in this adventure.
I'm level 7 now. I'm way too good for this.
Just tromp off.
She spots the map in your arms. Jabert, I almost said Bumfuzzle. She spots the map in your arms and yanks it out and says,
What is this? Some kind of map? Tell us what you're doing down here or we're gonna plug you. Talk!
We're looking for pirate treasure.
Oh, what's that you say? You're not gonna talk, huh? You're gonna make up stories?
Pirate treasure!
What?
Don't get in my way! I'll knee you in the bollocks!
Why would we lie?
Okay, so I'm sorry. The first two indeed break was Tyler. I'm just gonna write that down. She comes up to you, Tyler, and says,
Oh, wise guy, huh?
We got ways of making you talk. Mooksy, show this one your gun. He comes up and sticks his pistol, Corona laser pistol, in your face, and it accidentally goes off. I'm gonna roll the right number eventually here. Okay, 17 on the dice. That is a hit. And not that much damage. Okay. It is 9 points of damage, Tyler. How's your character doing at this point?
Ow!
Willie Riho is down for the count.
I believe I took damage from the vent, right?
No, from the fall down the slide. Everyone took at least 3, so.
Yeah. Willie's heart comes out his chest.
Yeah, the pistol indeed burns a clean hole through your body, enough you can put a fist through. What is your last words as Willie?
Oh, it really was pirate treasure. Oh.
I was trying to narc on my friends.
Okay. Mooksy kind of looks at his discharged gun and is in shock and says, I thought the safety was on.
What did you do?
Marquai says,
Mooksy, you idiot! I just said show him your gun, don't use it. These little cretins are gonna have to tell us everything they know about this treasure, supposedly. Starting this with this one here.
Tyler, of course, please make up another character as we continue the adventure. And let's see, Drew, she goes over to your character, and her and her two sons drag you over to a steel door in the back of this room. A large, heavy steel door opens it up, and Ma Marquai says,
We'll give this one to the Gimp and see how tough you are when the Gimp's done with you.
They toss you into this chamber, and you hear the heavy steel door slam behind you.
Did this just turn into Pulp Fiction?
Yes. It could be multiple movies, Japert.
Okay.
Hold on, I have a question. While they're on the other side of the room, can Zumbo throw his Mark III frag grenade at them?
Oh, gosh. I thought you would never ask. Please do.
Okay, that was a 9.
Okay. So that is going to fail to hit. I'm not trying with these at all. Go bango. Roll me a d8, and we'll see which direction this is going to hit. It could still possibly hit.
2.
Okay. Yes, it is going to indeed bounce off the door. And let's see here. Bing, bing, bong. It's going to basically roll at the feet of the younger brother.
What are you doing?
Let me make a reflex save. Group. This is, like I said, a Mark III grenade. He's going to be taking the full brunt of this damage. It will indeed look cartoony, like a giant bomb has blown up beneath him.
He turns all black and his hair is standing up on end. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, if he lives through this, yes, that's what it's going to look like.
Is this Mooksy?
Pooksy, actually, is the high-pitched one. So, Mark III frag grenade, go ahead and roll 4d6 for me, Rebecca.
4d6, here we go. 19 damage.
Okay, so he failed. I'm just going to give auto success to Ma and Mooksy as he is taking the brunt of this. But yeah, it knocks him unconscious. So way to go. You rolled pretty high damage on that too.
Woohoo.
And as soon as that happens, they turn around and obviously are just going to destroy you. Just murder your Skittermander. A couple shots with the laser pistols. I think that's going to do it for us here. Just roll the damage. Oh, they could do a lot of damage too. This is 15 points of damage for Rebecca.
For Zumbo.
Dear sweet Zumbo Wigglebottom, R.I.P. What's your last words?
Get your wiggle on, remaining Skittermanders.
Nova sort of solemnly wiggles.
They come over and grab the rest of you before you're able to mount a full offense on them as Pooksy is on the ground, kind of like blinking with the soot on his face. Let's get back into this room, though, real quick. Roll another character, and we'll get back to that. As in this dark room, Drew, you see shadows in all the corners, and from one of these shadows, you hear a low growl, just like, brrr. There's some shuffling.
I'm uncomfortable.
Over in your direction, and from this darkness emerges a large hulking figure, greased up, wearing only underwear, with a swollen eye, maybe a dislocated jaw. You see the familiar doughy shape of a human here. It lets out a roar and then coughs and says, "Rah!" Oh, hey, it's you, the Skittermanders. It's me, detective from Family Matters. Carl Winslow from Family Matters. What are you doing here?
The Carl Winslow from Family Matters?
You're not in the room, Bert.
Oh, sorry.
Get out of here with that. You're dealing with you're dealing with an explosion in the other room, which happens right now.
Okay, got it.
Drew, what you got?
The Carl Winslow from Family Matters?
Yes. Remember when I helped you in that building with the terrorists, and then I put you on a mission to stop a Skittermander bank robber? That was me.
I'm pretty sure I was in a box when that happened. Story.
You all look the same to me. Now listen. They took me hostage days ago. These Marquai bandits. And I want to help you out, but I'm literally starving. Do you have anything on you? Some chips, a candy bar, something.
Let me see how you're doing. I'll get my trusty stethoscope out, and your heartbeat's fine.
He rips the stethoscope off of you and throws it away. He's like, I need food.
Well, that wasn't.
You see the mass I've cultivated here. I've got to keep this up.
Is Shamble in the room?
Nice.
No, it's only Drew.
It's only Drew.
Sorry. He has you up and down and says, I'm not going to be able to break these chains. He kind of like tugs at them around his ankles. unless you have a Twinkie to get my strength up, what are we gonna do?
Well, I suppose I could look around for some sort of to snack on. Is the door behind me locked? Like that?
It is indeed heavily locked. And while this is happening, everyone else, they let their guard down for a minute. These Marquai out here turn back to the door to peek inside to see the so-called Gemp attacking you. And you guys give me a perception check.
Are we all back now?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and also give me your new characters.
All right, so my new character is Fluffer Badabbles, and she owns an antique bottle of unopened soda.
Fluffer. Tyler, did we get your new character?
No, my name is Nagu Garf. I'm a mint green Skittermander, and I can only communicate non-verbally, but I do have an etch-a-sketch to help with my creative outlet.
Nargu. So the grenade indeed knocked something loose. Another one of the grates over here, and you guys are able to indeed skitter out along with the box of Skittermanders, while the Marquais are obsessed with watching Carl Winslow from Family Matters mess up Drew's character. Drew, unfortunately, we're leaving you behind, and you need to make another Skittermander as well.
But Scott,
S-K-A-W-T. we might get back to later. Okay. You guys make it down another short corridor. It will take some time for the Marquais. They are indeed following you as you snatch the map back from them and piece out into this area. You're walking through like old air ducts now with cobwebs set up everywhere into a series of short tunnels that open up into, you're like walking on pipes. The walls are made of pipes. Everything's pipes here. And as you're walking through, you come to maybe a dead end. As you make a wrong step, though, the pipes underneath you break. Water begins streaming out of it. Then another pipe starts spraying water, and then another one is shooting steam and water at you guys. Everyone make me an athletics check to swim.
Why is it so wet in here?
And Drew, who are you rolling with now?
hi everybody, I'm Greeps and Neumerus. I'm a saffron Skittermander, and I carry a goblin doll, and I love to hug anybody.
That's every Skittermander.
But me especially, it's my thing.
Okay, who's rolled the lowest here? Oh, it looks like we've got a tie. Tie between, oh no, Rebecca and Tyler are two of our new Skittermanders. This fate is only going to befall one of you, a 1 or 2. It is Rebecca, 3, 4, Tyler. Alrighty, Rebecca, as you are swimming, fur on your bottom right leg here is snagged on one of these pipes, and water begins filling up around you to where you are submerged in water. You can't free yourself. You start to drown, but you don't drown to death. A large carnivorous fish swims out of one of these pipes and almost swallows you whole. It takes a couple of bites. Some of your arms are severed, and you are swallowed into its massive maw, and then drown in your own blood inside this fish's stomach. Your character's dead, and you can have last words, but they are underwater, so it just sounds like a lot of blub blub blubs.
Oh, well, her sentiment is she didn't even get to drink her antique bottle of soda before she died.
The fish did, so don't worry about that.
At least someone got to enjoy it.
Yeah, if anyone else rolls that character trait, you just start chugging that soda immediately.
Yeah, seize the day. Don't learn from Fluffer's mistake.
Yeah, these characters are going to go fast here. Make us a new character, and the rest of you wash ashore in the next chamber as you're floated out of this room, and you find yourself staring face to face with a humanoid skeleton, one arm pointed down a passage to the left, and around his neck an old metallic key with a Skittermander's face on its end. You know this to be the telltale cherub-like reflection of one-armed Skitty. And also on his hip is a rusty old pirate sword, if anyone wants to wield that. It does 1d6 plus 2 damage. And who wants to hold on to the key?
I'll take the key. As I walk up, I say, "Oh, wouldn't this key be safer with me?"
And who wants the sword?
I think Shamble will switch out the sword or their knife for the sword.
You want to dual wield?
Yeah.
Okay, that seems great.
This seems unfair.
Rebecca,
I think my new Skittermander should get the sword.
well, let's see who's your new Skittermander. You've already used a grenade in this adventure.
My new Skittermander is Ibby Whifflesnorp, and he's a canary yellow Skittermander who is a wanted criminal throughout the Vesk Empire for helping without a license.
Oh, you are the scum of the universe, Iffy. How dare you?
Where are all these voices in the season campaign?
I want that sword. Give me the sword.
I don't want to listen to any of these all season long.
Do not fight over material objects. We should seek to transcend beyond the need for the physical.
You don't talk, man. You don't.
Yeah, I was about to say.
This is.
Do you write all that
I am
on the-
not talking in a physical way. This is all going straight into your minds. This is my telepathic energies. I have transcended beyond the need for spoken communication.
Why don't you come on over here and get yourself a hug?
Shamble turns her brain off to stop the talking.
We all do, including the listeners at home. So it doesn't work anymore, Tyler.
Okay, so I will just
Draw on
Use
the
your
Etch-a-Sketch. Draw on the Etch-a-Sketch. Draw on the Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah. Okay. He draws on the Etch-a-Sketch.
What is it? What did you draw? Describe it.
He draws someone trying to speak telepathically to somebody else, but it doesn't work.
So Shamble attacks with the sword.
Oh boy, no team killing.
Oh, come on.
What are you going to do or buy for yourselves if you guys get this treasure? What are these current Skittermanders going to purchase?
Shamble is going to purchase recording equipment for their debut album.
Okay.
Sing-songy voice, they sing.
Oh yeah.
Well, first I'm going to help, what's her name? Marcy with her bankruptcy or whatever.
Eviction
But then
problems.
Are you
But then-
do you have a license to do that?
I don't need a license. I'm already wanted. I might as well just commit more crimes of helping people.
You make me
And then
sick.
I'm going to buy a ship for myself and get far, far away from those pesky Vesks.
Those pesky veskies.
Pesks.
You see Nagu draw a picture of a piece of equipment that you might recall to be a psychic booster.
Oh boy.
Ooh, what should I get? What should I get? Should I get a hot dog? Should I get my own planet?
As you guys are talking, commiserating, pouring one out for your Skittermander homies who have died behind you. In this next hallway, you walk down, you hear a flapping sound, just flap, flap, flap. And then another one, louder this time, above you, going flap, 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 flap. And then all at once, this erupts into an ear-splitting cacophony of sound as hundreds of wings come flapping down from above you. And you look up to see dozens of Electrovores flying in your direction, and as they fly, making a huge electrical storm that brews between them over your head. Everyone make me another reflex save. See how many of you survive this one. This is DC 14.
Well, y'all have a great time. I'm gonna go with these things, I think.
What? Your character wants to get carried off in the electrical storm?
I'm not thinking I have much of a choice in the matter, if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay. Ooh, this is a lot of damage. This is 11 points of damage. So, indeed, I'm sorry, Tyler. I know you were emotionally attached to this character. You and Drew are both dead. Dead as a doornail. As you're shocked and carried away by the Electrovores. Everyone else is taking 5 points of electricity damage.
Can I be staggered, or does that just mean I'm dead?
No, you took 4, 2, 3, and 5. I'm gonna say 1 point of electricity damage was carried by the key, Bert. Like the old Ben Franklin.
The old Ben
channeled some of
Franklin
it,
trick.
and that one extra electricity damage went to Tyler's character. So he took 12.
I
Another
was like
dead one.
pointing my key at the Etch-a-Sketch.
Okay, go ahead and Drew, Tyler, roll up some new Skittermanders as you move into the next long hallway. It looks like almost a dead end here. As you see, the only thing in this room are two large holes in the wall. And there are impressions that seem to, in like a small divot. Each of them have a keyhole in them. On top of one is carved the image of a skull and crossbones. 6 of them. Six crossbones. And the second hole is the depiction of a fluffy kitten. As you ponder these 2 holes, which key to use in which? Drew, tell me about your new Skittermander.
My name is Jokester Boblaste. I'm a grey Skittermander who does nothing but a William Wallace impression to rally the Scots to gain independence.
Oh, no. And Tyler.
They'll take our lives, but I think I have a concussion.
Tai.
Okay. I'm Blender Bibbles Jones, and I'm a Raspberry Skittermander, and I always bring a vacuum with me, but I'm really scared of the vacuum. I have a deep-seated phobia of it, but it goes wherever I go. But I don't know why I bring it. But it's over there, and it's scary. I don't know what to do.
Jabert, you have a serious decision here. As the keymaster, which key do you want to put it in?
Should I put it in this one or that one?
Once again, one is skull and crossbones, the other fluffy, adorable-looking kitten.
I don't... Well,
If you're looking for a little bit of advice, let's take the skull and crossbones, because as previously mentioned, they'll take our lives, but they'll never take... I think I really have a concussion.
Jabert, I'm
it is a bit more piratey, isn't it?
And I walk over and I stick it in the skull and crossbones and I turn the key.
Already, as you turn the key, a couple wooden doors kind of shut, trapping your hand into this hole. And everyone but Jabert, go ahead and make a reflex save. Once again, we're going for whoever rolls the lowest here. So Tyler's roll a 5. Miles, what you got? Ooh, Miles and Rebecca, both a 3 on the dice. 1, 2, it's Rebecca. 3, 4, it's Miles. Oh, Rebecca. Terrible luck here. Everyone else, the floor once again gives way into a giant pit, and everyone is able to grab on to Jabert, who's like locked into this hole, and form a long chain of Skittermanders, like holding on to each other's ankles. But unfortunately, Rebecca, not your Skitter. What's your character's name?
Ibby Wafflesnorp.
Oh man, I love Ibby Wafflesnorp. Poor Ibby Wafflesnorp falls and is impaled on jagged metallic spears positioned over a pack of hungry radioactive rats. And it is a slow death as you bleed out and have your furry body consumed and nourish these creatures. But the floor closes up again in just a moment, so those of you that live don't have to watch this go down. You're all safe.
Do I get last words?
Oh yes, this one you do.
Well, that's what I get for helping without a license.
I only had good intentions. All right, roll up another character as you guys are now clear. A mystical door kind of just parts in front of you, and you're able to walk into a large room, another one that doesn't seem to have an exit, just more kind of endless holes around the edge of it. In the center of this room is an Eoxian organ made of the bones and rib cages of animals and peoples long since killed or hunted to extinction.
Clarification question.
Mm-hmm.
Musical instrument organ?
Or what?
Or like internal organ?
like a pile of flesh or a musical instrument?
The correct answer is yes. So it is both.
That's fair.
Inclusive or.
It's fair.
No.
There are a couple.
It's a bagpipe. I get it.
There are a couple seats in front of this
joke.
Rebecca, who are we replacing your Skittermander character with?
Wafump Bicklesquips is a violet skitter. It's a violet Skittermander.
What's the name again?
Wafump Bicklesquips,
Oh, the names get me.
who is a Nyarlathotep. Am I saying that right? Televangelist.
Yes, so you worship an ancient evil god and do so televangelist style.
And also has a bag of refined sugar.
There are a few seats in front of this organ, and as you approach it, the door behind you seals up. And you notice on the back of the map, there's indeed a musical arrangement. Who wants to attempt to try and play this death organ? And
I think that's the televangelist.
If anyone else
right
wants
up his alley.
to aid, you can as well, but that will involve you also sitting down at the organ.
I'll help you.
I would also offer to help, but I would do so confusingly, like saying, "Would you like some help with that?"
Okay.
I'd like to help because I can't keep this accent up for very much longer.
All right. Tyler, Miles?
My character's in a corner screaming, scared of the vacuum that's attached to his own back.
Okay, so no. Miles?
Yeah, why not?
Already. Rebecca, make me a roll, and everyone else can just go ahead and aid. And this
Okay,
is...
and as Wafump starts to play or sits down at the bench to play, I think he would say, "Come, join me as we sing to Nyarlathotep." I don't know how to say this. Nyarlathotep.
You're the televangelist of this god. You should probably know how to pronounce the name.
And think of donating a few credits, just a few. I will collect them in my tip jar here. And it's all in praise of Nyarlathotep. Can I get an amen? And also a natural 20.
Amen?
Can I get a natural 20?
Oh, that's a natural too.
Make me a pirate pianist roll. Profession pirate pianist.
I don't think that I succeed.
No, that was a 6. But let's see who's going to aid. We got Drew. What'd you get? Oh, looks like Drew aided. All right, so we've got a couple of failed notes here and a couple of successful aids. As this happens, the floor, of course, begins to fall away as you play the wrong notes. And we haven't had a success yet. Definitely Tyler's character automatically falls. So Tyler, make me a reflex save.
13.
Okay, so you're taking some damage here.
16, I guess.
Yeah, you're only taking 4 points of that as you fall and tumble down. And the rest of you, eventually, you're able to get a drawbridge that drops across this pit and leads to a set of stairs where you're able to walk down to another chamber. And Tyler, you're down there. You're still alive, but you have taken some damage.
I think I broke my vacuum. It's a vacuum.
You guys are able to walk and come to a large flooded room where it looks like all the pipes are making a lagoon of sorts around what looks like an ancient starship. On top of it is painted a Skittermander skull with 6 crossbones on its side. And you know this to be, indeed, one-armed Skitty's ship, the infernal Skittering. And you guys, you have made it. You have made it to where this map, this treasure map has pointed you towards. It can climb on board through the port side.
Could this be the lost treasure?
Well, it doesn't take long as you get to the bridge, and you can indeed see it is covered with all kinds of treasure, from Acatonian silver bars to precious metals from Versite. There's lewd Eoxian statues of naked skeletons, and Leovaran beanbag chairs that would fetch quite a pretty penny if you sat on them. It is enough booty to please even Sir Mix-a-Lot. You all are rich!
Blender Bibbles starts vacuuming up everything he can. But he screams the whole time because he's terrified of the vacuum.
In the captain's chair, you see it. It is indeed a Skittermander's bones, but there are 5 metallic prosthetic arms and 1 real one, kind of tipping what looks like a magical tri-corner hat. It is the body of one-armed Skitty himself.
Vacuum it up.
It doesn't go in. It's too big for the vacuum.
No, this is Luigi's Mansion now. This is Luigi's Mansion. It vacuums up.
Is one-armed Skitty, I guess, wearing their pirate clothes?
They are full of holes and looks like it's been eaten by moths. But yes, they're adorable.
Oh, it's the cutest one-armed thing I've ever seen.
The cutest one-armed dead and desiccated thing I've ever seen.
What do your guys' Skittermanders have to say about this? About booty?
Well, about the booty, Wafump is saying, praise Nyarlathotep. All of this should go to him and his glory, and thank you for leading us to all of this amazing treasure. Amen. I don't think he noticed the skeleton. Is this a skeleton?
Yeah.
Looks like they took his life, but I'm not sure he had a concussion, but I think I do.
Shamble, who had taken the still not drinking soda, pours it out for the skeleton and just starts singing, see you at the crossroads.
Mm-hmm. Respect.
Actually, Wafump would, upon noticing that everyone else is no longer looking at the treasure and is looking at some skeleton or something, I think would go over and try to see if there's any kind of magical, I don't know, like stuff coming off of him. It's a little superstitious, so.
This hat is indeed looking very magical. It's got almost an aura about it.
Is it possibly imbued with power from Nyarlathotep?
You have reason to believe it is 100% definitely an ancient magical Nyarlathotep relic.
Wafump would open his bag of refined sugar and start throwing it at the hat.
Okay. Well, as you're doing that, you turn around from throwing your sugar and throw a giant handful in the face of Marquai and her 2 sons who board the vessels, their weapons drawn on you at that moment.
She says, thanks for doing all this dirty work and bypassing those traps. At any point, you all could have left here and went to the authorities to report us murderous criminals. But this movie teaches children terrible life lessons about trusting authority figures. and so here we are. They march you over to an airlock.
Die Hard 3, people. Remember, Die Hard 3.
Die Hard 3, yes. They march you over to an airlock and have you all trundle inside, tossing you in like sacks of sugar that you're holding. And as you get inside, they close the door. Even on the box of Skittermanders, you're home. And through the airlock's windows, they're laughing at you as they're like counting treasure and playing it. And Marquai comes over and says,
see you later, Skittermanders. Thanks for nothing.
But as she's about to press the button and blast you out the airlock, you see a large hulking figure emerge from the darkness behind her and enter into the starship. Why, it's Detective Carl Winslow from Family Matters. He lets out a primal scream and says, hey, you guys! Wearing only his tighty-whities with the Superman logo on them, and a thick coat of what looks like petroleum or jelly, grease of some sort. He starts punching and throwing kicks at these Marquais. Boom, boom. The sons are down. And then he starts beating the fleam out of all 3 of them, including this old lady, really laying into her, like just walloping her. Oh, it's almost profane how many kicks he gets into her old shriveled body before he lets her alone. And with them dealt with, he comes over to your door where you and the box of Skittermanders are locked in and says, don't worry, Skitter new friends. I'll get you out of here. Let me just figure out this door. He starts working on it. Anybody, any questions, anything you want to say?
Is Scott with him?
Do you inquire about Scott?
Yeah, where's Scott?
Right, so he didn't have any candy bars on him, so I ate Scott. I was really hungry. I warned him. It would have been great if he had even just like a baby Ruth, but oops.
You should have told me, new friend. I have a full bag of refined sugar right here for you.
Oh, that would have really hit the spot. Let me open up this door. I'm going to take that from you. He hits some buttons, and the red light flashes on the airlock, indicating that it is about to open to the other side.
Is this right?
Oh no. Carl Winslow says, uh-oh, did I do that? Forgetting that is not his catchphrase at all. I might have just activated the other side of this airlock, but don't worry. We're still inside the ship. It's not opening out into space. You're just going to be on the flooded side of the vessel. So hold your breath, Skittermanders. And as you do, there's a whoosh of water as the chamber is full and you guys are swept out into it seems like a massive lake here in the center of Absalom Station's Forgotten Spike. Make me a perception check. Jabert. Natural 20. Oh, natural 1 from Knack.
From who?
Drew. Yeah, so you all can point out, or Jabert, your character can point out some rusty pirate blades and what looks like more humanoid bones kind of darting the water below you about 10 feet. But you guys are not alone, as there is indeed something else out there. Something that moves through the water. You catch a glimpse of it. It is some kind of cephalopod, an octopi of sorts from the far reaches of the galaxy, as you all are indeed met with another rampaging Sharktopus. Bum, bum, bum. Do we have the...
These have become a bit of a theme for our Skitter episodes.
Like the one from the last year?
It is not the one. The one from last year died after it tumbled with the Skittermanders. But when it attacked you on the surfboards, this is actually its son. You killed Sharktopus's dad, so this time it's personal.
So this is revenge of Sharktopus.
Yeah, Sharktopus was indeed 3 days away from Sharktopus retirement, and now his son has to bring it to you guys. We are in initiative turn order. I'm just making up the initiative. You guys can all grab a weapon before this combat starts. Jabert, your character can go in a quick surprise round if you want to make a attack or a movement. You guys are all just kind of up on top of this Sharktopus.
All right. So, but do I have a weapon or?
You can all grab them from the bed of the water here.
All right. Yeah, I'll grab a sword and chop a Sharktopus.
You can try. Let's see.
16 plus 3?
Yep.
So 19.
That is a hit. Roll a d6 plus 2 damage.
Boy. 4 points of damage.
All right. In this surprise round, cut into this thing. And we're just going to go down the line here. Miles, your Skittermander floats down and grabs what looks like a large trident that has a tag on it that reads, "If lost, return to Win of the Hexen Way." Go ahead and make an attack roll. or 2 attacks if you want. I'm not going to tell you how to play your character.
Okay, so I have a trident now?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll make a double attack.
All right. You rolled a 5 on the first one.
And a 5 on the second
Two
so
misses.
Shamble just drops the apparently cursed trident
Is that a thing? Yes.
because it didn't serve me in the actual game. Actually, it did, 'cause I had it since book 1, but
Drew, you're up.
So Jokester picks up a sword and a stick that has kind of a large end, and he puts it between his legs as if it was a horse. And he rides up and down between the Skitters, giving this very rousing speech. But because his accent is so bad, it just sounds like a lot of like Scottish grumbles.
You're also underwater.
Yes. Well, it's swim galloping. It's a new thing. And swalloping. And then he tries to hit with the sword.
There's probably seahorses nearby you could have grabbed.
That's a 10.
That is a miss, which means we're on to Tyler.
No thrills here. Just picking up cutlasses and stabbing. One time.
Single attack from Tyler.
Pass.
You will never, ever hit this thing, apparently, of 9 on the dice. This is a miss. Rebecca.
Okay, well, Fump is going to say a quick prayer to Nyarlathotep underwater and attack.
Blub, blub, blub.
It's an 11.
I mean, so you guys do have a little bit of bonus to hit here, but that is a miss against KAC. Jabert, we're back to you. What do you got?
We could always group hug, right?
There is a special attack that these Skittermanders have as members of the same Skittermander clan called Group Hug, which will allow you to try to entangle this thing in a hug, but it's up to you.
Let's do
it. It seems like sort of a got the tiger by the tail sort of situation. I'm going to slash twice. I'm feeling very enthusiastic.
Ooh. And just
Cha 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 cha. Oh, that's a 15 minus 4.
miss.
Oh no.
Okay, one of you is getting bit. Let's see who's taking this attack from Sharktopus. He's getting his revenge on Tyler's character, obviously.
What? What revenge? I have a vacuum underwater. I'm useless.
Oh, I've already rolled a 5 on the dice, though. What have I marked down as your KAC?
12.
It's a hit.
Yeah.
I have to roll 1. I forgot. I made this guy super strong. Okay. But it's only D6 plus some numbers of damage. So 13 points of damage. Your character Make another character, Tyler, and Miles, we're back to you.
I'm going to attack with the sword. And you said that does an additional 1d6 plus 2?
It's 1d6 plus 2 damage, yeah.
Okay. All right. That is a 14 to hit.
Oh, that is a miss. It would be if it was in a Skittermander hug right now, but no. Drew!
Initiate group hug.
So now you have to make a melee attack against this thing. So it'll be a little bit less damage, but you're like pummeling it with your little skitter arms into D3 damage. So you can still roll a D6 if you hit. You miss, but you're still trying to like grapple around it. Give it a hug. You guys have been rolling pretty low here. Tyler, on to you. Who's our new Skittermander?
I'm Ponky Omoteeth, a golden Skittermander who has a verbal tick of saying, snarf, snarf.
All right, it's your turn.
Are we hugging it?
It's up to you guys. You don't have to all hit with the hug, but you do need to make a melee attack with it.
Okay, snarf, snarf.
You've missed, but you're hugging a tentacle. Rebecca.
All right, I'm gonna try to hug as well. Nope.
Okay, so we've like not rolled over 11 at all. Jabert, you want to try a hug as well?
Sure, yeah. I'll give it the old hug and try.
Boy, oh boy, 4 on the dice.
Heavens.
All right, it's going to attack another one of you randomly. Let's see. Of course, it's Tyler's character. 8 flame, Tyler. 12 points of damage. What's Iffy's last words? Of course, it's snarf. Roll another one, and Miles, we're on to you.
I guess I'm going to try a little huggy hug as well.
Okay.
14.
A miss, but it is now grappled in your guys' hugs. Go ahead and start attacking, and feel free to now hit. Drew, on to you.
Haggis.
Haggis.
Your battle cry.
That would be a natural 20.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, we're not dealing with cards here. Double damage, sir, from your sword.
What damage is my sword?
D6 plus 2.
Yeah, so 2d6 plus 4.
It's a 10 damage.
It's apparently all you needed for this group hug initiation. Tyler, who is your new character?
Oh, the name is Skittledorp Grinkleskins, and I'm a transparent Skittermander who speaks fancy and wears costume jewelry.
I'm gonna kill this character too. Go ahead and make your attack.
Oh, yes. How about you? No, that's a miss.
Ooh, that is indeed a miss. Rebecca, on to you.
All right, here we go. Oh my god. It's a 14? Wait, no, 13?
13. I'm gonna count it as a hit because you're very close and you have hugged this thing. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, so D6 plus 2?
Mm-hmm.
It's 5.
Not even bloodied yet. Jabert.
Oh no. All right. Let's do 2 chops. Do two chops. 18 minus 4 is 14.
That's a hit.
Oh boy. For 5 points.
Mm-hmm. Now it's bloodied.
Oh boy.
Second attack.
Oh yes.
Even more.
21 minus 4 is 17.
That is a hit.
And 6 points of damage on that one.
Oh, it's looking pretty weak. And from behind you, you hear a splash in the water. You turn around and see Detective from Family Matters. Above you on the ship, he's dropped a ladder into the water and says, "Come on, we gotta get out of here. I think the ship's coming to life on its own. And that thing looks like it wants to eat you. Let's go." We're still in turn order here. And it's its turn, so it's going to try and eat somebody.
Do not roll a 6. If
Let's
you roll
go
a
here,
6.
D10.
Oh,
Nope, 2. This is Miles. Miles coming at you. could roll a 1. That could happen. I don't. I've rolled a hit, and your character is murdered in a sharktopus's mouth as it's torn apart by its tentacles and chomped down. What is your last words?
Nothing. I mean, I think they're probably trying to sing a song, but all that comes out is like,
Oh,
because they're underwater. So
they'll never be a star. Roll up a new character, and they swim out immediately and get a turn. And you can either swim back and go towards the ladder, saving yourself, or try to help your teammates. Tell us who your new Skittermander is and what you want to do.
all right. My new Skittermander is Bunkle Van Snarfsian, who's a dandelion Skittermander who has earned numerous decorations during their 5-year tenure with the stewards, and they carry a solar blade that matches their fur.
Okay, come on. That you come with your own weapon. It sounds like this Skittermander is charging into battle.
Yes, it does.
Oh, make me an attack.
All right. Does that blade get any extra?
You know what? 1d6 plus 3 damage.
Well, it doesn't matter. I miss.
Yeah. True. We're under you. What does are you still a concussed Braveheart?
He only thinks he has a concussion.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, are you attacking or are you retreating?
I'm gonna try to attack twice with my sword. This accent, like I said, is getting worse.
Make me that attack roll.
Don't forget to say haggis.
Haggis!
I don't think it's gonna work twice.
19 on the dice.
Haggis!
Yeah, it's a hit.
And a 3.
5 points of damage in total here, and that was just your first attack?
Well, I did the 3. Oh, the 3 was my second attack, sorry.
Oh, the 3 was your second. Okay. Oh, do damage.
4 damage.
Right, it's 4 plus 2. Okay. It's still up, and it is Tyler. It's our new friend's turn.
I am of the fanciest breed of Skittermander, and I will never retreat while my friends need help. 2 attacks. Haggis. That's a miss.
A 12 on the dice will indeed be a miss.
Haggis doesn't work for me. Oh, wait, maybe it does.
18 on the dice.
That is a hit.
That is a hit. Roll
Come
damage.
on, max damage. I got a 4, but that's okay. 6.
Oh, that is enough, though, as you plunge your sword into the sharktopus's side, lopping off some calamari. As you do this, though, one-armed Skitty's ship, the engines have started up and is now hovering above you all. And you see it blast through the bulkhead behind you. Carl Winslow from Family Matters falls off the top of the ship into the water with you. And you guys can swim out to the edge here. But as the ship blasts off, one of you is indeed toasted by its afterburner as it goes overhead. Let's see who that is. Let's move roll a d6 here. Miles, your new character is just obliterated in the fire. Yeah, you can still live through this. It's only 3d6 points of damage, so let's see. Boom, boom. Nope, 13 points, just atomized. As the ship bursts through a wall and out into space, you guys trundle off as the infernal skittering is speeding out from this chamber, and you walk with Carl Winslow out into what looks like a secret door that empties out into the spike in front of a little bar called Ramey's Rumpus Room. And there's some security barts. Marcy 29 is there to meet you. They embrace you. She listens to your story, picks you up all in her arms, and after you tell her what has happened, she says, "Oh, why, that was very brave of you, Skittermanders, to try and help me pay off my bills on my apartment. But I would rather you all just be safe and we find a new place to live. It's okay if none of you got any treasure off that rusty old starship. I don't think anyone that picked up treasure lived."
No, Wafump was there.
Are you still playing your Nyalothep?
Yeah, my televangelist is still alive.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nova holds up an old key.
I'm pretty sure Jokester's been here for a while too.
I didn't hear you guys. I heard Tyler's character vacuum up treasure, but it doesn't look like anyone else picked any treasure up. But Carl Winslow from Family Matters chuckles a bit and says, "Well, maybe we got a little bit of treasure from one-armed Skitty after all." And he pulls his drawers open, pulls from his underwear
Yeah.
a huge sack, just a bulbous bag.
Oh.
And he says, "This is where I keep my prized marbles. If you feel me, Skittermanders." You guys know what I'm talking about. He points at the televangelist, what's her biggest character, but he upends this cloth sack, and a bunch of marbles pop out, as well as dozens of golden cred sticks, Abadar core original banknotes worth millions of credits. And there's rejoicing. Marcy29 says, "We did it! We did it!" She tears up the foreclosure papers that she has on her for some reason, and Carl Winslow plants a kiss on her. You all jump around and do like a ring around the posies of money and marbles. Where outside a portside window, we see the starship, the Infernal Skittering, sailing off to find a new hiding spot in the galaxy. As it opens up a rift into the drift, the swirling clouds of magic space dust spell out 3 words in the void beyond Absalom Station. 3 words that read, "Merry Critmas, everybody."
Hooray!
Merry Critmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Critmas. Very specifically Critmas.
Do not burn the midnight oil too long. Go to sleep.
All right, we're going to tally up here. See who lost the most Skittermanders. Can you guys guess who lost the most?
Tyler.
Tyler 4 or 5. Second is a tie between Miles and Rebecca at the very end there, killing off another one of Miles. Will do it. Drew, I'm counting Scott as a loss because Carl Winslow ate him.
It's fine.
You've lost 2, and Jabert, hey buddy,
Hey,
you still have the same Skittermander from the start.
do I?
Yeah, because I cheated and made it so you didn't have 0 hit points on the side. That means you are indeed our Critmas king, good sir.
Oh, I'm the king of Critmas.
Everyone,
Merry Critmas to
Everyone.
all of us. Everyone.
wish him a happy new year and congratulations as our winner.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Jabba.
Thank you, peons. I will accept your adulations throughout the year, but I will be a just ruler and a kind king. I won't lord this over you every time we play.
Everyone out there that's listening, thanks for listening to just another gangbuster year of Cosmic Crit. We're excited you stuck around with us in 2019. We can't wait until season 3. We're going to start that in a couple weeks as we finish up talking about season 2. But we're going to move on to a longer, bloodier AP. And I hope this was a good warning to you all how much of a bloodlust I have for murdering your characters.
Oh, good.
Anyway, you guys, thanks for we had that, like, was it Spotify that told us like how many hours of content we put out in this year? One of those.
It wasn't even supremely accurate because we only got Spotify partway through the year. So
Oh yeah, it's like, well, we've spent about like 3 to 4 full days of this last year playing Starfinder together. So thanks for giving me a couple of days of 2019. Once again, thank you for playing with me.
Thank you.
Patrick.
And we're gonna see you all in Cosmic Crit 2020.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Merry Christmas!
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Cosmic Crit. This episode has been made possible through a sponsorship with Roll20, and the backing of our Crittermander fans on Patreon. Thanks again and have a great week.